Hi, y'all. It's your girl, Tiffany. And I just wanted to, update y'all on a bunch of things, really. A bunch of things that have been happening. A lot's been happening, a lot's been changing, and it's all exciting. And today's my 2-year HRT anniversary. The 1st of May 2024 was my first day of HRT, and now it's the 1st of May 2026. And 2 years, 2 years of medically transitioning. And it's exciting. A lot's changed, and I'm going to talk about all the different changes, things that have been happening. But, um, but yeah, 2 years, it's kind of flown by. It's, it's, it felt like time was going so slow for so long. And then now I look back at the last 2 years, I'm like, wow, it's already been 2 years. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's like so long. And the transition process is really long. And that's, I mean, that's the hardest part for me. And I think for a lot of people is just how long it takes to transition. Um, I think they say typically like the transition process can be like 7 to 10 years. So I'm still early days. I'm still very early in my transition. Um, and yeah, I'm not even like midway, halfway, or whatever through medically transitioning. Um, and of course, medically transitioning is basically it's a second puberty. It's commonly referred to as a second puberty because that is essentially what it is. Um, going through my body's making changes to the different hormone levels, the higher estrogen and lower testosterone, and it's continually making changes and adjusting to that, just like it would be for kids who are growing up. Same thing when they're going through puberty. It's the same thing for me. I'm going through female puberty, and obviously growing boobs and skin becoming softer and pheromones, female pheromones, and all that stuff. Body odor, so much better. Oh my gosh, my skin's so much softer and so much less oily and greasy. My gosh, my skin was so greasy before. I remember by the end of the day when I used to like touch, I would often just kind of like rub my forehead. It could be freezing cold, it could be hot. It doesn't matter. I just like touch my forehead, and it was always so greasy and oily in my skin, and I smelled so bad. I had such man smell is terrible. I hated that, obviously, and that all went away very, very quickly. The pheromones were one of the earliest, I think, changes. Body odor, smell my armpits and like, oh, it actually smells kind of soft and flowery and nice. And like, I couldn't go if I went all day and I put on deodorant in the morning and I went all day and I was going out later in the day, I would have to put on deodorant again because I started stinking. By the end of the day, I was stinking. And so like if I was going to go out at night, I had to put on reapply deodorant again. And now like I can go a day or two without deodorant. Sometimes I forget and it's fine. It's fine. I still smell great. Like I don't have this like man smell. It's awesome. Um, and it's not just my armpits. It's my crotch too. that was like that was I remember when I first was like, kind of smells like vagina, and um, and it hasn't stopped. It just always smells like vagina. So that's pretty cool. Because it's my pheromones. That's the pheromone smell, and that's what it smells like. um, but oh gosh, okay, let's get back on track. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things that have been happening and changing, um, but those will be for other videos. 2-year HRT anniversary. I've been so happy and so comfortable. I've started passing, I guess. That's what people tell me. I don't get misgendered at all anymore, and I don't get those stares in public anymore. I'd get, people just staring at me very rudely and uncomfortably, and I hated that. And now I don't anymore, and that's wild. It's wild. It just feels, I don't know, it's really nice. And Sometimes it's referred to as passing privilege, and it is a privilege because I just feel so confident. that my confidence is super high. My comfort is on a level that I've never experienced before. I'm just happy all the time. Like it's so wild to be so happy all the time. I'm so social. I talk, oh my gosh, like I just talk all the time now. I just love talking. There's like nothing more fun than just talking with people. I just I just love people. I love everyone and I love myself. Of course. Like I never knew it possible. And I'm just yeah, I'm just so happy. Well, I guess what I was just thinking about was, I just wish I felt like this so much sooner. Like there's just so much regret, like the regret rates amongst trans people not transitioning sooner is like super high, I would imagine. It has to be. I would imagine that's the number one regret that trans people have is like, I just wish I did this sooner. Because it's like I could have just felt this comfort, this happiness, this, I don't know. I didn't have to be ashamed for so long. And I could have just felt like everything's just so easy. Everything is so easy. It's so much more fun. I just love being a girl. It's a million times better than ever anything that manhood ever brought me, which I don't know, is fucking awful. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just like I'm just so lucky and fuck, I live in New Zealand and I'm transitioning and like I just fuck, it's awesome. I'm awesome. And um but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just like a million times better than I ever was and it's so I don't know. And I don't have I don't know. I just love myself so much. And I'm so proud of myself for breaking out of that shell, breaking out of that kind of prison that I was in. I feel free. I'm able to just do anything I want, just be me. And it's unbelievable. It's, and like sometimes I'm just like, is this what everyone else has felt like all this time? Is this just how easy it is and comfortable everyone's felt their whole lives? And I've just never got to experience that until just now. These last few years, this is what everyone's always experienced. This is how other people, cis people have felt like their whole lives, just comfort, just easy. It's just easy. Um, Shoot, I've been missing out. But I'm here now, and that's something I'm very grateful for because I mean, I can't change the past. I can't go back and I wish I could. I wish I could go back to childhood and just go through estrogen puberty because, it would have changed me in so many ways. I would have just developed just like any other girl in school. I would have developed exactly like all the other girls, just like your average girl. Estrogen and testosterone really are. I don't know if it's controversial to say, but in my head, anyways, it's by far and away the biggest difference that men and women have, visually and verbally and on all that stuff, like how people sound, right, and how people look. It's the biggest factor in how we gender people. I think is through estrogen and testosterone. You don't have to take hormones in order to transition. Not everyone is even able to do that, but I guess what I'm saying is I still, there's many different factors and many different things that play into gender, but I think it's far and away number one is me, it's a clear number one is yeah, estrogen and testosterone. And if you don't know how they affect your body, they affect all of us. It's a good thing to learn about because it's pretty cool to learn. I don't know. And sometimes I think about like if I did go through estrogen puberty when I was younger, I pretty sure I would have been like 5'3" or something instead of 5'7" like I am now. I would have had a smaller chin and a smaller nose, although I had rhinoplasty. I wouldn't have had to have surgeries because everything would have developed just like, your typical girl. Instead of it developing in a testosterone way. Ew. And so so the only way to undo that when you've already gone through puberty, you can't, it's lifelong consequences of going through the wrong puberty in order to undo it, for trans women, if that's something that they're wanting to do, is making things smaller. because testosterone generally grows things more. Um, I mean, hips grow a little bit wider on estrogen, but like, shoulders grow a little bit wider on testosterone. Adam's apples grow a little bit more so that they kind of push through the skin. Chins grow a little bit more. All the facial bones tend to grow a little bit more than they would have if I would have been on estrogen puberty. So I wouldn't have needed any surgeries. I wouldn't have felt the need to have any surgeries because I would be passing perfectly, just like any other girl, any other cis girl, I guess. I would have just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just would have, and when I say passing, if you don't, you should know what that means. You can kind of assume, you can kind of guess what that means is it's like passing the test. I don't know. People see me and they just see a woman and they don't question it. And I get gendered correctly and it's just so wild to pass. It's so wild to pass. It's freaking crazy because it used to be uncomfortable sometimes, and I used to like drop my head and like not look around so much because it's just very hurtful just having people just stare at you like they've never seen something like you ever before in their life. And it's like, okay, I'm just here to pick up some apples and bananas. Like, okay. I'm just here to do some banking. I'm just here to do some shopping. Like, can you not stare at me? Can you just do whatever you're doing here, please? Thanks. But yeah. And like even you catch them staring and they don't care. They just keep staring at you and it's like, get oh my God. I guess I pass. People tell me I pass. I think I pass. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I still get that dysphoria when I look in the mirror though. And sometimes I'm like, oh, it's too manly. And I probably do want to make a few more adjustments and changes. We'll see. And we'll talk about that later. But yeah, very happy with my voice. Very happy with how I look. I love my hair. When I first started growing out my hair longer, and after getting my hair transplant, I was like, I just wanted to have straight hair. I've always been jealous of the girls with the long, flowy, straight hair and just like brushing it and stuff. And like, I don't know. And curly hair, you just have to treat it differently. And I don't know. I've learned to appreciate my curly hair. I love my curly hair, actually. It's just such a beautiful look in and of itself, and I didn't appreciate it before, but now that it's like long and down to my shoulders, and I'm just like, actually, it is really beautiful, and I do really like it. And it's not even that difficult to care for. I've got a little bit of a hair routine, and I could probably do better, but it's still early days. Early days in getting that, I don't know, taking care of myself and figuring out, gosh, there's so much to I feel like there's just so much to learn, and I've learned a lot. Hair, skincare routines, and just like, I don't know, taking care of myself. It's nice to just actually care about myself and care how I look. I actually had someone reach out to me the other day who I knew at uni, at ASU, and we don't talk too often, but she reached out and she's just like, I'm going to delete some photos and like, here's some photos. And she's just like, I hope it's not offensive, but like, you used to be or back then you were such a hottie. And I was like, oh, okay. And I think about, that reminded me of compliments. Back then, when I was male presenting, compliments didn't mean anything. And it's odd to say that, but it didn't. It was nice. It was like, oh, someone's being nice to me, so that feels good. But it never meant anything, not like it does now. If someone says, hey, you're very pretty, or I like your hair, or your makeup looks really nice, or like, I just like your smile. And it makes I like your outfit. Or even, other girls saying like, oh, your voice is so great. You've done such a good job. I'm so proud of that. And that feels genuinely really good because I do like my voice now. And I do like how I look now. And those compliments actually mean something, and they make me feel really good about myself in a way that it never felt before. So even though my one old friend said that I was a hottie back then, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I said thank you and whatever, but like, it just doesn't. Like, if it didn't matter. It didn't matter back then, and it doesn't matter. Like if you thought that I was a hottie before, like I'm a hottie now. um, and I'm happy being, yeah, being feminine hot instead of masculine hot. It's way better, and it actually means something to me. So I know, I know I did a recap on the surgeries before, but just a quick update, I guess, on how the continual healing has come along. So like the brow bones are like fully healed, and everything's like fully healed in the forehead and all that stuff. The nose rhinoplasty still has some swelling in it, and some mornings it's more swollen than other mornings, and usually the swelling dissipates and stuff, but it still gets a little swollen sometimes because it's still healing. Rhinoplasty is tough to recover from. It takes so long. So like I know sometimes I'm like, oh, it doesn't have that like final result that I'm like really, really looking for. I don't know. It's just there's still definitely still swelling, especially like towards the tip, um, and a little bit on the side as well. So which is annoying because I just want that final product. I want that final shape to my nose. And I feel like sometimes just people will get their results a lot faster, and their swelling goes down a lot faster, and they'll have the nose that they want so much sooner. But I'm 9 months post rhinoplasty, and there's still swelling, and it's so annoying. But it's gonna eventually come down. It's just so annoying. Is there anything else I want to share? Yeah, and then I guess the last thing about the surgeries is I'm pretty happy with everything. Um, I mean, I'm happy with it, how everything has come about. Even the nose. The nose, like if I had to do it all over again, of course I'd do it like a million times over. I'm very happy with the results, but they weren't perfect, and that's okay. So if I had to give like a score on my surgeries, I'd say like 8 out of 10, like pretty good. Could have been better though. Um, and I see like some slight imperfections and stuff, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. Nobody sees that. They're just small. But it's like, when you pay a lot of money for surgeries and you go through the pain and recovery and all that, you hope for perfection. You just hope that you just kind of want that. Like, why isn't it perfect? But that's okay. It's way better than it was before. I'm very happy, and the results are pretty good. So, didn't get botched or anything, which was very unlikely, but it still does happen sometimes. So, yeah, yeah, we'll talk about some other things that have been changing with me in some other videos. Talk about sex and talk about corset wear and how the boobies are coming along. And um, I don't know what else to talk about. Just, yeah, a few different things. So, that's it. That's it. That's it. Last thing I'll say is it's been amazing 2 years, still so many more years to go, still more changes to come, more fat being redistributed to my butt and my hips, and more fat being redistributed to my boobs, hopefully a lot more. And yeah, just so excited for more years to come of transitioning and all that stuff. So looking forward to it. And yeah, once again, if anyone has questions, I don't know. I'm super open with things, but not most people aren't, because it's personal and private, and that's fair and valid. But me, I like to just talk about it. I've held back for so long in my life. It's like I don't want to not talk anymore. I don't want to share how I feel and who I am and all that stuff. So I gotta let it out. I don't know. I've just met so many amazing people, and just trans people are the most beautiful people ever. I swear. It's just, I don't know. I just, so beautiful and so caring and so loving and so supportive. And it's infectious, and it's hard not to also be loving and caring and supportive, and want to help others and want to be there for others and for God. So I've been leading a femme voice practice group. with other trans girls, and that's been going really well. And what else has been happening? On Thursdays, I go to like our main group, which is like mostly a social group of other trans people, trans and non-binary people, so trans men, trans women, and so that's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. That's all. That's all for this video, I guess. Um, and that's it. That's it. What else do I have to say? Um, and so, and so, and so, and so. Cool. All right. Well, on to the next video, I guess. Thanks everyone for listening and watching, and love you.